Shalom, Kahal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shabbat, Hashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and all the bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well, including you, Aqua, that are listening and learning. All right, so we're going to start right here, Micah 2 and 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Who is they? Woe, Micah 2 and 1. Woe to those who devise iniquity and plot evil on their beds. At morning's light they accomplish it because the power is in their hands. The powerful, the ones that are running shit. Who is the earth given into the hand of? The power is in their hand. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? They covet fields and seize them. They take away houses and deprive a man of his home, a fellow man of his inheritance. A fellow man, meaning in this case the Russians, right, of his inheritance. We're going to take your land away. Let's go directly to the Gulf of Tonkin first. Originally, U.S. military claims blamed North Vietnam for the confrontation and the ostensible, but in fact imaginary, incident on August 4th. Later, investigation revealed that the second attack never happened. The American claim is that it was based mostly on erroneously interrupted communication intercept. Okay? So, what is the Gulf of Tonkin? How the U.S. military got involved legally in the Vietnam War. They came up with a scheme and lied and said that, oh, well, the Vietnamese, they attacked our ships. But in fact, it was an imaginary incident. Okay? The second attack never happened. The first attack was probably them with a FF, a false FLAG. Okay, who is Robert McNamara? Probably General Robert McNamara. According to, Secretary of Defense. According to former Secretary of Defense, the late Robert McNamara, the Gulf of Tonkin incident was a lie. How the Gulf of Tonkin incident sparked the Vietnam War. It was tantamount to a declaration of war, but it was based on a lie. After decades of public skepticism and government secrecy, the truth, how did they get into the war? Okay, is the United States officially weaseling their way in. Okay, this is how they got into Vietnam. It's called the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Okay, so what we're doing is we're establishing a track record here. All right, let's go back and read this again. They covet field. They want Russia. Find a way to seize it. We made up a lie about the North Vietnamese. They bombed our ships. So we got to get in war now. Right? Well, 20 years ago, this guy, what did he say? Bush. Why? Because America gave them those weapons. Iraq and Iran war. The Americans were on the Iraqi side, giving them weapons. Pretty much like what's going on in Ukraine right now. Right? So who do you suppose was on Iran's side? The Medo-Persian Empire. Who do you suppose that was? So let's listen to this. How far back does this? This is 7 years ago, but this goes back before they went in, before shock and awe. What's he saying?
I take the threat very seriously. I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously. I remember the fact that he has invaded 2 countries before.
This is just before you invaded Iraq.
I know for a fact that
and Afghanistan.
he poisoned his own people.
Tuskegee, smallpox blankets. Huh?
He doesn't believe in the worth of each individual.
Shock and awe.
He doesn't believe in public dissent. I look forward to a dialogue.
Let's go back. What happened after shock and awe?
Political, corporate, and media elite in Washington. It was the White House Correspondents' Dinner of 2005, and it includes President Bush joking around about the missing weapons of mass destruction.
Uh-oh, you mean the lie came out after the fact, after shock and awe, and you went and stole Iraq, stole the oil, stole the cylinder seals from the museums, right? You went and locked down the Iraqi Stargate. Look that one up.
And it's followed by the First Lady, Laura Bush.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
I said to him the other day, George, if you really want to end tyranny in the world, you're going to have to stay up later.
They're laughing. Yellow cake. Remember that? Yellow cake. Can we find yellow cake? Yellow cake. Weapons of mass destruction. Where's this guy at?
Confined strictly to the Al-Qaeda that we're chasing. The war on terror involves Saddam Hussein.
Does he? He had nothing to do with the 9/11.
The president said the war would make the world safer. But did the Bush administration know what it was really getting into?
Their basic approach was that they couldn't really foresee exactly what was needed, so they were going to wait until they got there and then they were going to make recommendations.
Did the administration listen too much to this man?
Saddam Hussein was a threat to the West, and he was the most dangerous threat.
Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
And were we told the truth?
The administration made statements which I can only describe as dishonest.
Is that all we need?
Right. Frontline Corp.
That's all we need. Fast forward to today. I already did this video and they fried it. It wouldn't even play. It was so choppy, it was funny. Okay, so they covet fields. They're making up lies. This is the track record. Okay. Slovakia. Slovakia, not this. Bear with me. Okay, we're going to watch this. This is New York Prepper, 12 hours ago. Emergency alert, raw clip. U.S. senators propose invoking NATO Article 5 if Russia nukes Ukraine. So basically what they're telling you is we're about to nuke Ukraine ourselves and get ourselves into this war. This is straight out of the old American playbook. All right? This is today, okay? And this is how they're going to get NATO in to the war, the EU, and the whore that sitteth on top of the beast, which is America. Right? Listen close.
Introducing a resolution today. We're introducing a resolution today, since the Senate resolution that says that if Russia or Belarus, or a proxy of Russia, explodes a nuclear device inside of Ukraine to stop the counteroffensive or to try to break the will of the Ukrainian people, such an attack should be considered an attack on NATO itself. We're of the belief that a nuclear weapon unleashed in Ukraine would irradiate large portions of Europe where we have NATO allies. And our message is to those around Putin that if you do this, if you follow his order, if he ever gives it, you can expect a massive response from NATO, and you will be at war with NATO.
So, what did he just say? He said, well, we're going to explode either a tactical nuke or the power plant itself and get ourselves into this war. Just like every war before this. Okay? There's no difference.
Senator Blumenthal and I want to put everybody in this body and this Congress on notice that the threat of a use of a nuclear device by Russia is real.
Weapons of mass destruction, Saddam Hussein. It's real.
And the best way to deter it is to give them clarity, the Russians, as to what happens if they do that.
We're going to explode a tactical nuke on the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia and get ourselves into this war and blame it on Vladimir Putin because we want his oil. Is that any different from what happened to Saddam?
They will be in a war with NATO.
Where we have seen firsthand the courage and determination of the Ukrainian people, and now on the battlefield, we are seeing it again. The progress has been slow but steady. If that progress continues, as likely it will, Putin could be tempted to use a tactical nuclear weapon, or, just as likely, try to destroy the main nuclear power plant. Both actions would have dire consequences.
Projecting much? Projecting your intentions? See, we, the men of the Lord, we see right through these devils. Okay? And it's pretty easy when you got a track record and YouTube videos to show exactly what they're up to.
For the health of Ukraine, but also surrounding NATO nations.
What are you doing in Russia? What is the United States doing all the way in Eastern Europe fighting for somebody else? What were you doing in the waters off of northern Vietnam when the so-called Gulf of Tonkin incident happened? What were you doing over there?
Poland is at immediate risk if the use of tactical nuclear weapons or destruction of a nuclear power plant causes radiation to spread, as almost certainly it would, causing significant human harm.
Weapons of mass destruction. We got to go hang Saddam Hussein by his neck and Muammar Gaddafi and drag him through the streets. We must do this immediately. If you want to watch the rest of this Hell in a Handbasket show, all right, that's all this is. Right? New York Prepper, 12 hours ago, emergency alert raw clip. All right? Go watch that. I'm going to try to make this short because I already did 30 minutes that wound up being nothing, couldn't revive it, couldn't save it, couldn't do anything with it. So let's get a couple on the way out here. Let's get Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2. And we'll start at 4. It's talking about Esau. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, this proud mother, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine his philosophy, he is a proud man, Esau. Neither keepeth at home. What are you doing in Eastern Europe? It's not your fight. Who enlargeth his desire as hell. Okay? And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay? This is what this devil does. He can't help it. He can't help it. He can't keep his ass at home. What are you doing over there? You got everything right now, but you ain't satisfied. Didn't you just go steal all the oil in Iraq? Didn't you harvest all the poppies? Get them bumper crops and put that opioid crisis to work for you? Making big money on that dope over here, like you did in the 80s with that cocaine. Okay? And you're heaping unto yourself all people. Opening up the borders. Who's coming through right now? All right. So I'm gonna keep it short. And the point of this video is this. You see what's coming. Look at this devil. You see what's coming, right? Look at these devils. And people actually believe this, like they believe the Gulf of Tonkin, right? Hey, this so-called nuclear attack was based mostly on erroneously interpreted communications, and it's a lie. It's an imaginary incident. Now, will they explode a tactical nuke? Of course they are. They're going to blame it on Russia. Why would Russia explode any nukes on its own land? Or even close to it? Why would they do that? They wouldn't. All right? Who would do that? The devil. He is a liar and the father of it. Is he not the father of it? Is he not the murderer? John 8 and 8 and 44, Salakia. Ye, Esau, are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And there he is. Esau, Edom, the devil, the wicked, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right? He gonna get his ass blown up. You gonna bring nukes in now, huh? You gonna do it yourself, huh? You're gonna cause a great earthquake, huh? Right? Revelation 11 and 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. That great earthquake is called mutually assured destruction with nuclear bombs. and the 10th part of the city fell. Uh-oh, what happened to Babylon the Great? America is fallen is fallen. Babylon is fallen and is fallen. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. 7 means completion. Everybody in America that didn't ascend up to heaven in a cloud, your ass was burned. Hell in a handbasket. And those of us who made it on to that spaceship gave glory to the power of heaven. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. All right, so we're going to end it right there and try to keep it short. With that, we hope that the elect will edify you brothers and few sisters. With that, we're going to say shalom.